So you're closing in a few days and you're getting ready for the final walkthrough. You are a seller or a buyer, doesn't matter, because this video will be beneficial for both of you. I'm going to talk about my personal experiences as a real estate agent working in the Boston area. This is Nune and the Greater Boston Real Estate Show. You can literally find thousands of final walkthrough checklists on the internet, and when you go through them, you see that they listed inspect the chimney, inspect the roof, watch for the pest infestation, and those are the things that are for professionals. Sometimes you have no idea what to look for to know about pest infestation or something like that. And hopefully you did a regular inspection about 30 days before that. So the chances that the roof got broken or something like that happened are very slim. So your number one thing is to check that the house is standing, no hurricane happened and took it away, or there was no fire, no flood, nothing like that happened. And then check for things that you can check. If you are not feeling comfortable with doing the final walkthrough alone with your agent, you should ask your inspector to come and join you. Pay them a little more to do the inspection and also be present in the final walkthrough, or bring a friend who is a repairman or a contractor. So take one of those checklists and take it with a grain of salt, but number one, you have to check on everything that you agreed on. For example, you were seeing some things that needed to be repaired and the sellers agreed to do it, and they hire a contractor to do the work. When I'm representing the buyers, I make sure that the sellers give us the bill or the invoice, and then we can call the contractor and find out how everything went, if they think it will not need any repairs in the near future and stuff like that. If it was a major thing that needed a permit to be pulled and the town inspector will come to look at it to close the permit, then you have a third-party validation and you know that it was done according to the code. If you're still not feeling comfortable, bring that inspector to look at things. If you're enjoying this content so far, press the like button and subscribe to get more information about buying and selling real estate. Number two is cleanliness. You would think that's not that important, especially in Massachusetts. The purchase and sale agreement usually says it has to be in broom clean condition, not perfect, not spotless, but still we have some issues when we go to the final walkthrough. For example, my client, who was the buyer, went through the house and he opened the fridge. There were some stains in the fridge, the basement had some dirt, there were some leaves. He got pretty upset. And the seller, when we talked to the seller, she was like, I don't have to do that. That's not my responsibility. There was some friction. So instead of having that friction, I usually tell my seller clients, just clean as much as possible. No big stains, no dirt, no garbage. Sometimes people feel like the unused equipment in their backyard, they can't even see it anymore. It's been there for like 10 years. Those need to go. When you first saw the house, it was beautifully staged. It was so gorgeous that you were under the influence. And when you come to the final walkthrough, there's absolutely no furniture left and everything is revealed. The carpets are out. Suddenly you see discoloration in the floor, you see holes in the wall, especially if they had a huge TV mounted on the wall and now they took the mount out and there are huge holes there. And you see from moving, they dented the walls or something in the floors. They dropped something on the floor. So those are the things that you want to watch for, and take a picture and then send it to your attorney. With your agent's help, they can help you navigate that situation. When I'm working with my sellers, I tell them when they remove the mount, they should fill in the holes, sand it, and then we ask the buyers if they want it to be painted, because a lot of times the buyers are thinking of painting it over in their favorite colors. So it might not be necessary to do anything, to leave it or not to leave it. I've seen a lot of different things happening in my real estate career, especially in the beginning. My clients were buying this house in Arlington and the seller asked them if they want this bedroom set. That was about 10 days before the closing, so the purchase and sale agreement was signed, everything was finalized. So they said, thank you so much, it was a gift. And then when my buyers came for the final walkthrough, they suddenly see that the bedroom set is no longer there. I called the agent, I say, what's happening? You know, it was promised. And she connected with her client, and it turned out there was a miscommunication between them, and it wasn't left. That my client was the seller, and she was selling her house in Belmont. And when she bought the house, there was some insulation in the attic in a form of under carpet pads. They were spread out throughout the attic, and they were keeping the living spaces warm. I thought it was a good idea. When the new buyers came in, they're like, what is this? We said, you know, it's used for insulation, and my clients bought it this way. They said, no, it has to go out. So my clients had to drive an hour to get to the house the last day, roll up those pads and take them away. The same buyers actually refused to take special plant food that was for the tree, a very special, unique tree in the backyard. Hopefully they kept the tree, but they refused to take the plant food which was gifted to them. So it's very important, the communication between the sides. It's very important to understand what the buyers really want. So if you're a seller, make sure to ask them before you leave something. Even if you think it's the best thing and you're being very generous, it might not be appreciated. My client in Watertown, she was buying a condo, and the seller wanted to sell all her furniture. My client said, no, I can't afford it. A few days later, she said, you know what, I'm just gonna give it to you. You tell me what you want. Hopefully you'll want everything. My client said, no, I want this, and I do not want the other things. So I learned my lesson, I put it in writing, I had both parties sign it. We go to the final walkthrough, and there is a wardrobe in the bedroom, a big one, so you need to hire a mover, you have to pay them, and my client was going through stuff and she couldn't do it, and it wasn't really her responsibility to do it after they agreed on who is going to take care of what and what is staying. So the seller eventually removed that stuff, but she was not happy. And the last thing, make sure that all the remote controls and all the keys that the buyer might need possibly is there staying with the house. Remote controls for the alarm, heater, fan, anything, garage door, all the remote controls are staying, and the keys, you know, those small mailbox keys. If you like this video, you will like my next videos. Please like and subscribe and share with friends who are thinking of selling or buying a property. Reach out if I can help. Even if you're living in a different state, I can connect you with an awesome agent in your area.